Hey YouTube land, welcome back to another action figure review by Tycondrius, and today we are having a look at some of the deluxe figures from the Turtles of Grayskull line, which is the Masters of the Universe crossover with the Turtles. And today we are looking at, now I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name properly, Sla'ker. It is the mashup of Slash and Faker, so it is Sla'ker, I'm assuming. And he actually comes with parts of the Metal Botto figure. So he has two parts, which is the legs and the head. But we'll get into that in a second. This is the packaging he comes in. It is the deluxe style packaging, similar to what we got with Mouse Jaw. The artwork is a little bit differently styled than that. If I bring in Mouse Jaw's box, you can see the artwork. It's definitely done by a different artist from the looks of it. This one has a more comic book look to it, whereas this one is kind of more classic Masters of the Universe style. Unfortunately, there's a big split down my one, but if I just push it back there, you might be able to see the artwork a little better. Move him out of the way. You can see them kind of side by side. So you can see it does look like it's been rendered by, or drawn by a different artist. It doesn't seem to look like the same style between the two, and it seems to be the same across the board with the other ones. For example, I have Krang's here. Krang's box here looks more like the guy who did Mouse Jaw, and same with the Sla'ker and Mossman look like they're the same artist as well. So there's different artists that are doing the artwork for these. I'm not sure the name of that particular artist, but you can see the image. So you have Sla'ker standing over the slime pit, which has been footified, I suppose is the best way to put it. It has Shredder's head instead of that big skull on the top, and it has the kind of prongs from Shredder's claws on it, and then you have the mutagen canisters at the front, and then the kind of thing that's normally a big hand is a big foot symbol. So it hopefully, they've been teasing this thing for quite a while. Hopefully it means we will get a slime pit in this style deco, which would be amazing. And then on either side you have regular Skeletor, because they have announced, at the time of this recording anyway, they have announced that the Masters or Turtles of Grayskull version of Skeletor is coming, and he has a very samurai look to him. And then Shredder, which has been released, I do have the figure for. I haven't done a review of him yet, but I will do when I get around to doing a review for him. So that is the box out of the way. I'm going to bring him in himself, the mutant himself. You do get a card in the box. It does have, it's in a little plastic wrapper, which I have not opened, but I believe it's the same as the Mouse Jaw one. Let me see if we can open this up. There we go. And it has, it's just a card, I believe. There's no comic to it, unlike the individual waves. And then you have the image that shows what you can pop apart, because these do use the swap and play kind of thing. So for Sla'ker, it's just the same artwork that's on his box, with him charging forward in a kind of slime pit, and then it's just another image of him on the side. So I'll pop that aside, and we'll get into his Roboto accessories first, because they're actually quite cool. So you get the legs, the lower waist and the legs, except for the feet. So it does appear the feet are going to be coming in a different figure. So far out of all the Roboto parts, so I have the rest of them here at the moment. No, I moved them aside. You have the arm that came with Mouse Jaw, and then you get the head. The head is cool. The head is actually really interesting, because there's a little peg on the inside, so you can see where it's going to connect onto the main body. So it doesn't look like it has a full range of movement. It just looks like it has a swivel, but it still retains that Roboto jaw mechanism. So you can see how it works. There's actually a little piece popping out, and I'm assuming that when it's all together and you start moving the body around, it will make that bottom jaw move just like it does on the Roboto figure. So when you're moving the head side to side, this piece moves and gives you the mouth movement option, which is pretty cool. And that brings us to the big guy himself, and I am talking big guy. So if you thought that Sla'ker or Slash would be the same scale as the other turtles in the line, you would sorely be mistaken, because this guy is nearly 7 inches tall. He's actually really, really big. And the main reason behind that is he uses most of the parts from the Krang body, which is also a reuse of the Andre the Giant figure from the WWE line. So if I bring in one of the regular turtles, we'll bring in the heroic leader of the turtles, Leonardo. You can see, if I stand him, get him to stand right in front. Now, I haven't done reviews for these guys, but if I get him to stand right in front of him, right, if I just rotate my camera a small bit and get them more centered, you can see how tall Slash. I'm just gonna call him Slash because to me he's Slash. It is Sla'ker, but to me, like, he's basically Slash, which is one of my favorite of the Turtles characters. And you can just see how big he is compared to the regular turtles. He does retain all the same kind of gimmicks as the regular turtles. So you have his weapons. He has signature style weapons, which is interesting. And just pop one of them out of his hand. So comes with 2 of the same weapon. There is storage. Now, there is only storage for one of these on his back. But he has these spiky claw bladed weapons, which is a homage to his original. It's a mashup of his original sword and the 2 claws, the shredder like claws that were on his original figure. There is storage on his shell. Now, you can only fit one of these in at a time, unless maybe if you put the other one in. Actually, I haven't tried this. Let's see if it works. Probably won't. Don't think it will stay. Actually, you could try and hold them in that way. They actually tend to fit off each other because of the friction. You could kind of store them that way. So he does have the 2 blades. He does have the shell. And the shell is just like the other turtles. It's not designed like the other turtles. It's designed to be his unique shell. It's actually slightly translucent as well, which is kind of cool. If in the right light, you can actually kind of see through it, which is kind of cool. But it has a handle, and the idea for that is he can wield it as a shield. Now, unlike the other turtles, when you have that back piece off, he doesn't have the fake turtle shell underneath. So if I just grab Leo, and hopefully this, if you pop open his armor, you can see there's like a sculpted on sort of mini shell underneath him. He doesn't have that. And the other reason he doesn't have that is because his turtle front, where the turtles have a sculpted kind of front, turtle shaped, was it biceps? His one isn't the same. His one is actually a armor plate. So it is a removable plate, and underneath it, as you can see where the big battle damage scar is, there is a robotic plate, which is a homage to Faker. So Faker had the orangey yellow or orangey golden He-Man armor. Or, well, it was actually Skeletor's armor. And when you remove that, you'd see that kind of robotic thing. The cool thing about it, this guy's on Faker, it was like a recording, like spool reels, tape reel, like old school, really old school tape reel. Whereas on Sla'ker here, there are pizza discs, which is kind of an interesting nod, kind of keeping that Turtles motif going. I love the head sculpt on this. Now, the only one downside about this guy's head is you can see where they attach the jaw. There's a kind of noticeable line going through, because this bottom jaw is actually a separate piece that was glued in place. So you can see that, but the head sculpt is awesome on this guy. And as you do a 360 around, you can see how really cool he is. He has the big turtle toe feet. They didn't skimp out and just give him the standard boots. He has the 3-fingered turtle hands. He's using what I believe are Beastman shoulder pauldrons, but these are bigger, so I think they might have grabbed them off either maybe the classics version of Beastman, I'm not too sure, but these are bigger than the standard Beastman ones. Beastman are designed to fit the smaller arms, so this is a kind of either uniquely sculpted or they're lifted from something else, but they look really cool. His loincloth with the logo on it is actually a separate piece as well, because if I pop him off his torso, if I can do that on screen, I might have to do it off screen. So if I pop his torso off screen, you can see he has wrestler style trunks, and it's the same with the Krang body. They actually had to sculpt the loincloth part for him. And let's snap them back together there. You see what I mean about the customizable parts of him, which is, you can't really, you could at a stretch put him onto the smaller bodies, but they'll look a little goofy because he's such a bigger character than the others. And for a size comparison, I do want to bring this in, because if you're familiar with the Super 7 series, or the Super 7 Ultimates Turtles, here's their version of Slash. I'm going to put this guy's shell back on him. Bear with me a second. Make sure I put it on the right way around. The right way around. Oh no. That way. Yeah, I'm standing beside his Super 7 counterpart. He actually towers, even with this guy in a kind of more neutral position. You can see he is slightly taller because of the head positioning, but he is nearly he is big as the Super 7 version of Slash. And you can see the color matching. You see that kind of it's not really pink, but it's a, well, it's a pinkish color, and the kind of turquoise for the skin, kind of really off dark green turquoisey color, whereas they went with the Faker style blue skin tone for Sla'ker. So you can see how they kind of look similar. Even the shells, even his shell has a very similar look with all the spikes and points on it, which is kind of cool. So he does look pretty awesome. So for the other guys of this line, I just need somewhere place to put him. We will bring in some of the regular, or bring in Shredder, because he's the only, well, one of the few regular size humanish characters. So you can see how big he is next to Shredder. And then we'll bring in Krang, because I have him handy, and he has his extension part on. So if Krang didn't have the robot extension part that holds Krang himself, he'd actually be around the same height. So we just get him to stand, which would be nice. He's a little bit top heavy once he has all these bits and bobs, and this chain thing makes him pretty heavy as well. But I will be getting a review of Krang in. In fact, it will probably be either the next review or Mossman will be the next review. So when you see the Turtles Krang or the Massive Universe Krang figure next to Sla'ker, he is a big chunky figure and well deserved of the deluxe status. So when I originally saw this guy, I thought he'd only be the same size as the regular turtle, just with the extra stuff on him. But he's actually completely different, so it's actually a nice change and a nice nod. So there you go, guys. There is a review for Sla'ker, or Slash, from the Turtles of Grayskull line. He is an awesome figure. I managed to pick this guy up from Smith's in Germany. Now, I don't live in Germany, so I had to get a buddy of a buddy, basically, to pick this guy up. In fact, he picked up Slash, Krang, and the Mossman figure for me, which are all deluxe figures. They're all on store shelves over here now in Germany, Smith's Germany. It's really annoying. If Smith's had set up their websites properly, it would be nice if you could order stuff from the European Smith's branches to ship to Ireland. At the moment, unless they change their setup, they haven't done that, which is kind of annoying. It would have been nice to have that option, because Smith's here in Ireland don't even carry this line at all. They don't carry any of the Turtles of Grayskull line. They do have some listings for Masters of the Universe Origins for later in the year, but whether or not they'll actually even stock them is another question, because I've seen them put stuff up on their website then with a couple of months waiting period of time with no pre-order on them, and then they disappear, and they're available in the European market but not to the Irish market for some reason. If they had set their websites up properly with combining all their different branches, because they have stores in Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, all over Europe. They have places. If they had them set up so that they could ship their stuff within stores to other countries, it would be nice. That way you could do a click and collect and get it sent to the store of your choice in the country of your choice, and that would save a lot of hassle. But unfortunately they don't. Now I know I'm rambling, so wrap this up here, and I'll as I said, Sla'ker is a really cool figure. If you can find him, pick him up. I do recommend him if you're a fan of this line. If you're a fan of Turtles in general and you like Slash, he's a cool version of Slash as well. He has like his own uniqueness, and he still retains a lot of Slash's look. So it is a really cool look for the figure. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and as always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you enjoy your day, and thanks for watching. Cheers.